Subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
I fan a lot, but I'm able to have like a cool front. We had a little bit of a love fest talking about us being superheroes, and we loved it. There are all these notions that action movies and science fiction movies are not to be taken seriously. And the other movie I would say is Avatar. I'm biased. I love working with James Cameron.
Hey guys, my name is Shravan Shah, and today I'm going to be having a conversation with the very talented Zoe Saldana. It feels surreal that I'm doing this because she's present right here. What's up? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Always. And like I said, there's a lot of energy that's been brought for this interview because this is Zoe Saldana in front of me. So my first question to you, Zoe, is going to be this. That I love the trailer of the Adam Project. Okay, I watched glimpses of it and I love the project. Okay, when the project came to you, okay, what was it that drew you towards it?
Sean Levy. I've been a fan of his work for a very long time. Obviously the cast, Ryan, Jennifer, Catherine, Mark, and this young up-and-coming talented actor, Walker. The story was really compelling. I felt like it just had all the great things that I love in storytelling, but it was well balanced in one story, you know, because you had the comedy, you had the adventure, you had the suspense, but you also had this emotion, and everything just felt very perfect in this story. I'm a sucker for films that can get a whole family to sit down in front of the television to watch together or to go to the movies. And this one really, hits that spot.
Yeah. Also, this felt like a great reunion of its kind because there's Mark in it, then there's Ryan in it, and then you have like, wow, this is like Avengers happening in a parallel universe. Thought about it?
I know. I love it. It's so funny because I fan a lot, but I'm able to have like a cool front. And I always forget I'm too busy fanning that I forget that I've been a part of big MCU films, and that I've played a superhero. But we had a little bit of a love fest talking about us being superheroes, and we loved it. Like, we just felt lucky for a moment. We felt very blessed, very fortunate. But then it was like back to work, Adam Project,
Yeah, that's true. And how great does it feel to be a superhero? Like, how many people can just walk in front of a camera and be like, hey, you know what? Besides playing all those amazing characters, like I'm Gamora, I'm Nechiri, I'm Laura now, I'm everything. I mean, how great does that feel?
I wish I had a little bit of confidence, and I build myself up like that during the mornings, but I don't. I forget. But hearing you mention it, just for this little moment, as these words are coming out of your mouth, I do feel fortunate. I feel very fortunate. I also know that I work really hard, and I'm always swimming upstream because there are all these notions that action movies and science fiction movies are not to be taken seriously. And so much hard work takes place for these stories to come together. And it takes a great deal of imagination. So I do feel very fortunate that I get to work with exceptional storytellers and creators like Sean Levy, James Cameron, J.J. Abrams, and James Gunn, because these are people that you need to have a passion for it, and you also need to have an innate talent to imagine the unimaginable. So getting to share space with them and receiving knowledge and inspiration from people like that is always so rewarding.
Yeah. But has this ever happened with you, Zoe? That, of course, as an actor, you get to live so many lives in that one life, right? Because you are literally playing so many characters in and out. But does this ever happen that there is an incident that's happening in your real life and you're like, wait a minute, I can't act. I have to be the real Zoe and not the Zoe that, probably you'll bring out for the screen. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, things that you maybe like dealing with in your life will bleed into your character in specific kind of emotional beats for your character. And when that happens, sometimes I'm comfortable enough with blending those scenarios, and most of the time I kind of tend to suppress it because there is a part of me that I like to reserve and protect really dearly from the characters that I play, because I wouldn't want to bring anything home, I tend to be very much like Mr. Rogers. I come home, I hang my jacket, I take my shoes off, and I immerse myself in my life as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, as a neighbor, as a voter, and I treasure that part of my life greatly. So whenever those paths cross, the characters that I'm playing and who I am in real life, I tend to concentrate on keeping a very distinct sort of separation. I guess.
No, for sure. The Adam Project actually deals with time travel, right? Okay. What if I have to ask you that, what if you had the opportunity right now to time travel back in time, probably, okay, and relive a movie set experience all over again? Which movie would that be for you?
Oh God, that's a good question. I would say Center Stage, because it was my very first movie and I was in awe every day of everything pertaining to a film set. It was also a marriage where I was saying goodbye to a part of my life that I had done for so long, which is ballet, and saying hello to this new form of art that I was so curious about. But I needed a sign for me to know that I was on the right path, that I was actually knocking on the right door, and that movie was like chef's kiss. It kind of sealed the deal for me, where I was heading in the right direction, and shedding the right skin, and the other movie I would say is Avatar. I'm biased. I love working with James Cameron. I learned so much. To me, by far, he's the most generous director on set. And he's so wise beyond his years. I don't use words like brilliant or genius because I don't, nobody's really perfect. But I do believe that he and his innovative kind of mind is brilliant.
For sure. But thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank
all the
you.
very best for the Adam Project. And like I said, I'm proud of every character that you've played, and I know you're going to nail even this one. All the very best for Laura, and sending you loads of love from India.
Thank you. Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.